Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
Closed without warning, leaving customers in a bind. Tonight, Help Me Hank demanding answers from a local spa owner who's under investigation.
But there are people that are owed money. What are you going to do about that?
I don't know. What do you want me to do?
I want you to pay the people back.
But when the luxury med spa in Farmington Hills suddenly closed, customers were stunned.
And a lot of them reached out to Help Me Hank to track down the owner, which he did. Tonight, our consumer investigator Hank Winchester live with new developments in a story we first reported on Wednesday. And now, Hank, what's the owner saying?
And Devin, the owner putting a lot of this on employees at the spa that he owns. And that's really the bottom line here. The buck stops with him. He owns this spa, and he knows that there are customers who want their money back. And tonight, that's why we're trying to get answers. You can't just close up shop like that.
Tonight, I'm demanding answers from Dr. Namir David Zakour.
There are people who are owed hundreds of dollars. You just closed without any warning. None of your staff contacted any of these people.
My office manager, she dealt with the whole thing.
Well, she did a very bad job.
He's the owner of the luxury med spa in Farmington Hills, the same spa that closed suddenly, no warning for customers. Some who'd bought pricey spa packages and are out big money.
I was in disbelief, I was in shock, and I was really mad.
Customers tell me the doctor and his staff have refused to answer their questions. The question I want answered, what's being done to make this right?
I don't take care of the business.
But you are the owner of it. The buck stops with you.
Right.
You can't push it off on the office manager.
Okay. Legally, if there's no money in the bank, in the account, okay? Legally, I cannot do anything legally.
I understand, but you could at least return the phone calls of the poor people who are wondering.
Take care of phone calls.
Somebody should be responding to the customers.
Dr. Zakour blames his office staff and the pandemic for the sudden closure, but says he's now working with his attorney to sort out this mess.
Do your best to reach out to them.
I will do my best.
Do your best to reach out to those people because they're hurting and they want answers.
No problem.
And here's the bottom line. I want to hear from you. If you were a customer of this spa, if you are out money, here's how we are working this moving forward. Here's the information you can use to contact me directly. The phone number is 313-634-WDIV, or email me directly at helpmehank@WDIV.com. I'm in touch with Dr. Zakour and his legal team. We will work to bring you all together, and the goal here is to make sure that all of you get the money that's owed to you. We're live here tonight. Hank Winchester, Help Me Hank, Local 4.
And Hank, I understand you learned about another legal issue involving this doctor.
Yeah, Devin, this one ongoing. In fact, charges brought against this doctor last year by Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel. The charges include insurance fraud. That case is moving forward. The doctor says that in regards to that particular case right now, he has no comment. Yeah. Back to you.
All right, Hank. Kim.
People spend good money to help keep their homes secure, and these days it often includes a doorbell with a camera. But what do you do when a thief steals the doorbell camera? Local 4 defender Sean Lay is live with the story of one homeowner who never thought it would come to that, but it did. Sean.
Kimberly, her name is Tanisha Campbell. She noticed yesterday morning she had an alert from overnight from her Ring doorbell camera right to her phone. She checked it, and it was this guy at her Ring doorbell camera. She then went and checked the camera. It was gone.
Home is home, no matter what it is, no matter what it looks like.
Tanisha Campbell grew up here on Cedar Grove on Detroit's east side. She and her husband are rehabbing this home that has been in her family for decades.
It was a family community.
While they work on the home, Tanisha put cameras inside and out for security, including a Ring doorbell camera that sent her an alert at 2:30 yesterday morning.
I thought it was like a squirrel or something.
It wasn't a squirrel, but it was an uninvited pest. This guy, the doorbell camera capturing him clear as a bell, stealing Tanisha's doorbell camera.
Out of all the things to try to take, he took the Ring camera.
Take a look. Again, 2:30 Thursday morning. He's in work clothes, gray beard, glasses, Pittsburgh Steelers hat, and he's got tools.
He came prepared. He came with the Ring screwdriver. He had the flashlight on his cell phone on, and he was just looking around to make sure that nobody was there.
Was he taking the camera so it wouldn't capture him trying to enter the home? Was he stealing the camera to install on another home he's working on? Tonight, Tanisha's asking you, does this guy's face ring a bell?
To come and remove something that we got to protect us and to protect our property upset us a little bit.
It would be a little upsetting. Those things are rather expensive, or can be, and they had to replace it and bolt it big time right on their door to keep the security up. Tanisha did make a police report with Detroit Police. And Kimberly, we know Tanisha from that neighborhood. She does a lot of community service there where she lives, and she says that the guy would have knocked on her door during regular hours and asked for help. She would have helped him. Back to you.
I just don't even have words. Unbelievable. Sean, we appreciate it.
Wow. Okay, pretty sure no one ordered the drop in temperatures that we're feeling right now.
But that's what we're getting, and maybe even a little snowflake here and there, Paul.
Yeah, first comes the rain, then comes the snow. So we are dry. Our little spotty little patches of drizzle and light rain, that's all moved off. So I switched over to the Grand Rapids radar to show you what's coming next. And that's this batch of rain here. This is going to progress pretty quickly eastward through the evening hours. I'll show you that timetable coming up in about 10-15 minutes here. But right now, if you're just hanging out the door at this moment, it's mostly mid-40s across the area, but still a bit of a breeze out there. So it feels more like mid to upper 30s out there. But this isn't all that bad compared to what we're going to have this weekend. But again, if you're heading out this evening, it's just going to be a slow drop in temperature, but that's because we're ahead of this incoming system. Once the thing goes by, temperatures are going to drop, and we're going to see a transition over to snow. So we'll talk about how much snow is coming our way in just a few minutes, but suffice it to say, get ready for some cold temperatures this weekend because it's going to be breezy. All right, don't forget the Local Forecasters app. The real-time radar is going to be great to watch this evening because, remember, you can pan and zoom that radar with your finger. So kind of zoom it out a bit, pan over to the west, watch that rotation head our way this evening into the overnight. It's going to be really cool, guys.
All right, Paul. Jurors in Grand Rapids hear testimony today in the trial of 4 men accused of plotting to kidnap Governor Whitmer. Defense attorneys grilled Caleb Franks today from Waterford on the witness stand. Franks pleaded guilty to conspiracy charges and testified against Adam Fox, Barry Croft Jr., Daniel Harris, and Brandon Caserta. Franks told the jury that he did not take suspected ringleader Adam Fox and his talk of kidnapping the governor seriously. The trial will continue Monday when an FBI agent will go over the text messages the men traded over encrypted apps.
President Biden is in Poland right now, getting a firsthand look at the growing refugee crisis. President visiting with U.S. troops who are bolstering defenses in NATO allied territory. Ukraine's forces have retaken towns and defensive positions on Kyiv's eastern outskirts, according to the UK Defense Ministry. The human devastation continues to take its toll, citing eyewitness reports. Officials in Mariupol now believe close to 300 people died in a Russian attack on a theater there 9 days ago. The UN says more than 3.6 million have fled Ukraine since the start of the invasion. Families who've made the dangerous trek out of Ukraine are finding food, shelter, and other essentials wherever they can, like at this camp on the border with Poland. They've left behind the homes and lives they built, and in some cases, people that they love as well. Ahead at 6:30 on NBC Nightly News, refugees are talking with Lester Holt about their ordeals and whether they think they'll ever return to Ukraine.
Number of new COVID cases in Michigan holding pretty steady in the right direction. The state reporting a total of nearly 1,600 new cases. That's, of course, the past 2-day total. So the daily average standing right now at 788, well below last Friday's number, which you may recall was close to 1,400. State also reporting 38 more deaths over these same last 2 days. But the 7-day positivity rate did jump up from 3.5% to just above 4.5%.
Consumers Energy recently named Tanya Berry as its new Senior Vice President of Transformation and Engineering. Before that, she was the VP of Gas Operations. In an industry dominated by men this Women's History Month, Tanya celebrates being the company's first black woman senior VP. She spoke with our Megan Woods, who joins us live with more on this local mother's remarkable accomplishment. Megan.
Yeah, Consumers Energy has been around for more than 130 years. So to be the first black woman to be a senior vice president is very special to Tanya Berry. Her husband, her parents, her children are so very proud of her. But when she talks about her journey to get to this point, she mentions what really helped her was the encouragement from one influential woman.
My mother says, hey, I am raising 2 daughters that can rule the world should you choose to do so.
Tanya Berry did just that. She was recently promoted to Consumers Energy's Senior Vice President of Transformation and Engineering. She runs a lot of what we see day to day.
Designing and building windmills, our solar panels, and the design of the pipes that go in the ground where we deliver gas.
She is the first black woman vice president in the company's history. It's what she calls a humbling surprise.
If you think about the challenges in the world, particularly for women and minority women at that, and I've had those challenges also in my career.
Sometimes those challenges would get the best of her. Tanya thinks back to 2 years into her engineering.
Go blue. Go blue.
She says it was more than just a difficult curriculum.
Not a lot of other women and not a lot of other minorities at all.
Tanya wanted to give up, but it took advice from another woman to help her see the light at the end of the tunnel.
My mother reminded me that you said since 4th grade you're going to be an engineer. And so you got to keep at it because I believe you could do it and you need to believe you could do it. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
It was tough. She calls it one of the best experiences because it prepared her for the real world. She became an industrial engineer, and now, more than 25 years later, Tanya looks to the future of Consumers Energy.
Playing the role in the engineering function to make sure that we're preparing for a clean and lean energy future.
And the future of the next generation.
Sometimes you say, why me? But I'm grateful that it is me, blessed that it is me, but also really think about the responsibility that I now have to help those that are coming behind me.
She's already working on that. Tanya speaks to youth often, actually, in math clubs, robotics teams. She even works closely with local youth engineering programs. So this is something she's very passionate about. Back to you.
Wonderful story, Megan. And we've reported in the past on the gender gap in these STEAM type professions. What advice can she offer to other women, young women in particular, aspiring to be an engineer or go into that type of field?
Well, Tanya mentioned that it may be similar to her journey, that it is going to be rough, but that develops that grit that you need to be successful in this industry. So she says it's going to be okay.
Absolutely, and it certainly helps to have women like Tanya to look up to as well. We appreciate you bringing us that story, Mont. Thank you. Thanks, Megan.